We have a even more special connection to Spoleto because we actually started dating at Spoleto. So Spoleto's always had a really special place in our hearts, for sure.
The really great thing about Spoleto is a lot of summer festivals that feel a lot like school, but when you're at Spoleto, you're being compensated and you're sort of being treated like an artist. It really feels like a bridge between being in school and being like gainfully employed.
Probably one of my favorite things about Spoleto is like not only are you there as an artist to perform, but you can also like have this great opportunity to see a whole wide range of art. I mean, you can do dance, jazz. There's so many different things to do besides just what you're doing, and so many different things to experience.
Musically, we did this opera by Helmut Lachenmann. It was really a joy to do that with John Kennedy because he just has such a great grasp of that music.
For me, I think that the pandemic was definitely a catalyst for shifting priorities. At the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was talking about like, did we like normal? Do we want to go back to normal? For me, it's been not just making sure that my cup is full with like musically, but making sure my cup is full in all aspects of my life. Pre-pandemic, performing, like music in general being all like our complete focus, and during the pandemic really finding a whole slew of other things that we can supplement with that, or other interests that we didn't even know that we had. I mean, more often than not also tie into music and either make our music better or make us experience music in different ways.
When I was in my undergrad master's, music excited me so much, and then somewhere between being in school and getting my job in the orchestra, it just sort of like lost a little bit of the allure or the color. And during the pandemic, I've been doing so many things outside of music. I've been doing some graphic design, some website design, and they made me realize that there are so many other things that I can use to fill up my cup emotionally, professionally, but that playing tuba in the orchestra is just like one of those things that needs to be there. So as a result of the pandemic, I sort of felt like there's a piece of me that was kind of torn away, and I've gotten the chance to play a couple times since the start of the pandemic. It's like putting your hand on the stove. It's like really hot, and it's like, oh wow, like this used to be an extremely big part of my life, and then I sort of feel momentarily like myself fully again.
The teaching aspect of my career has grown so much. That's what I'm doing all day, every day, and I absolutely love it. I always enjoyed teaching. Teaching has always been a part of my career since I left school. But now it's certainly the main thing that I'm doing. I started this Saturday morning music class, 25 little kids that would log in on Saturday mornings to a Zoom call. I wanted to give parents some peace and quiet for a moment, and I had a lot of guest artists from all over the world Zoom in and kind of demonstrate for the little kids, and many, if not most, of those musicians were Spoleto alumni, including our orchestra manager.
Mindfulness has been a big part of my life for a really long time. I'm a registered yoga teacher. I did that after my undergrad, and for a number of years I've been working for an organization called Crisis Text Line, which is like a text-in service for people who are struggling with anxiety or who are experiencing panic. So essentially what we do with that hotline is we connect people with mindfulness resources and essentially how to press pause on any anxiety that may be coming into your life.
We are super lucky to, right next to our apartment, have this amazing park that's pretty big, and it also has these nature paths. Jarrett knows how I love the nature path.
She does.
He's like, oh, another nature path? I'm like, yes!
I love the nature paths.
They're the best. But if Jarrett's busy and I'm by myself, I do all the nature paths.
There are 3 ways that we can change sort of the systematic approach to mental health within academic institutions. The first one being, I think, just taking time off from classes or rehearsals. Just like if somebody's injured physically, it should be far easier if they're experiencing kind of anxiety or depression. So that should be very spelled out in some kind of handbook. There should also be some kind of discretionary budget for musicians or students to take advantage of resources that may be of help to them, both mentally and physically. So this could be seeing a therapist, or it could also be something like going to get a massage. And this is sort of a pipe dream of mine, but that every institution has access to kind of like an embedded counselor within the institution. And it's so easy to tie all these kind of ways to target anxiety and panic and all this to performance anxiety. And if we just take a few seconds before we're about to go on stage, just to ground ourselves in the current moment, we can quickly realize that most of the performance anxiety that we're feeling is us either worrying about something that has happened in the past or hasn't happened yet in the future. So if we just ground ourselves in the present, we can focus way more on the performance at hand. In a non-pandemic world, I travel a lot. I have a job with an orchestra that is in a different country, but I call Chicago my home right now. And sometimes I don't see Kayla for 6 to 8 weeks, and that can be really, really challenging. And sometimes if I'm like really frustrated and I'm at home or spending a lot of time in front of the computer, it's really important for me to always remember that, yeah, this is a really challenging time for so many people, us included, of course, but there's a lot of silver linings, including getting to spend more time with my partner. And it's one of those other silver linings part of the pandemic is that she teaches from home a lot now. So I get to see her interact with some of her youngest students, and sometimes they'll literally just stand up and leave the room while she's trying to teach a virtual piano lesson. And the amount of patience that is required to just kind of sit there and wait for them to come back.
That's nice of you. I hadn't thought about it
It's
that way.
truly admirable.
When I don't have patience for you, you know where it all went.
I didn't say that.